My name's Mike, and I worked with Steve. He was just a very hard worker, very meticulous in what he did. He was very patient. I'm a newbie, so he had to show me how to do things, and he was very good and very patient with me, so I appreciated the help he gave me.
Hi, I'm Bill Sorachis. I worked with Steve about 4 years, and we did quite a few projects together, but I enjoyed most about Steve. He had a great sense of humor, and he's very compassionate about doing the things right, and even though it wasn't his house. He was very reliable, always on time, always there. Came to my house and he brought me a brass bell that he found in his barn. I hung that up, and every time I cook outside on my grill, I ring that bell before I come in. We miss Steve and wish he was around, but he's in a better place. So.
My name's Terry Root. I had the privilege of working with Steve for about 3 years and really enjoyed it. His sense of humor was so dry and so funny that he was a pleasure to be around. And it's a real honor to be able to work in the house that's dedicated to Steve.
Steve was diligent, and I'd pair up with him on hanging siding or doing trim, and he was always a good workmate, and things just came together real well.
He's always meticulous and interested in doing the job right. Really concerned about how things looked when we were done, and really just a great guy to work with and get along with. He had a good sense of humor, and we just had a lot of good times together.
I'm Chuck Evans, site supervisor on this house on 6th Street Northeast. This here house has been rehabbed in the memory of Steve. His attitude was, "Man, I'm glad to see you, Chuck." He was always glad to see the crew. Every day was a joy to be around Steve. When I gave him a job to do, he wanted it done right, and Steve did. He put his whole heart into whatever he did. I know Steve is in heaven with God, and he's probably got the golden hammer out right now, and God's probably really pleased with him.
I'm Barb Houghtell. Steve is my husband of 40 years. Habitat meant a lot to Steve. In his last days, we talked about another way to give back, and we decided that money was going to be just donated, and it was going to be donated to Habitat. I was told that we could have a house dedicated to him, and the guys in the crew that he worked with could do it. Habitat meant a lot to Steve. He looked forward to it every week. He loved the guys here on the crew, on Chuck's crew. They just welcomed him in as part of their family. And it was his way of giving back to God for all that God ever gave him. And I thank these guys from the bottom of my heart, and my family too.